Hari Om Ashaji. Let us today learn to chant and contemplate Satatam Kirtayantu. Please chant.
Yes. Satatam Kirtayanto Mam Yatantascha Drudavrataha Namasyantascha Mam Bhaktya Nityayukta Upasate.
Can we chant again, please?
Satatam Kirtayanto Mam Yatantascha Drudavrataha Namasyantascha Mam Bhaktya Nityayukta Upasate.
Very nice.
Satatam, always. Kirtayantaha, glorifying. Mam, me. Yatatantaha, striving. Cha means and. Drudavrataha, firm in vow. Namasyantaha, bowing down. Cha and mam, me. Bhaktya, with devotion. Nityayuktaha, always. Steadfast. Upasate, worship. Always chanting my glories, striving with great determination, bowing down before me. These great souls perpetually worship me with devotion.
Thank you very much, Ashaji. So Krishna is talking about the great souls who are always singing the glories of him with great determination. So what is that Krishna is speaking here? What do you feel? Who are the great souls he is referring to? So you have to connect with the previous shlokas that we have chanted so far. Our last contemplation was about this. Mahatmanastu mam partha daivim prakritim ashritaha bhajantanyasya manaso jnatva bhutadim avyayam. So the ones who are not deluded, they are in the protection of the divine nature, and they're constantly engaged in devotional service. So such great souls, Krishna is saying here, they're always chanting my glories. Why? What is that Krishna is indicating?
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Krishna is trying to tell that, convey, saying that anything out of mind is like we tend to forget it. So that is the reason we need to keep on chanting and do more of Shravana. So once that Shravana is happening without like say suppose we do it one day and then we tend to stop doing it for some times. So definitely we would not have that continuation. So consistently we need to keep on either remembering his name or through, there are many ways, like so glorifying his name through bhajans or reading the spiritual text. So anything, so involving in such, continuously involving in such acts. So it also brings us that humbleness and gratitude. So a lot of things we can, insights we get into, and then we can also contemplate on the same thing, like whether we are on the right track. So in that way, worshipping him with Lord Krishna with devotion will definitely help us. Just constantly remembering him is the one of the means to attain him.
Excellent. Very nice. So the more important point here is perpetually worship, perpetually. Very nice, very well put, Ashaji.
What I would like to add along with what Ashaji said is that once you keep chanting about his glories, all other things doesn't come into your mind at all. You're so focused on chanting his name that you tend to forget everything else, be it bad or miseries, whatever it is. Like Kanakadasa and Purandaradasa, they were totally engrossed in the glories of chanting Sri Krishna's name, that nothing else bothered them.
Right. So here chanting also is referring to sharing stories. Sharing stories of great beings, singing the songs they have composed. Everything is included in the chanting my glories. Very well put, Shubhaji. Shailajaji, anything else you would like to add? Shailajaji, are you there?
I'm good to go with whatever has been discussed.
So the important points I feel here are perpetually worship. See, realization of the truth is instantaneous. So for example, when you examine, am I the body or am I the mind, you can realize the truth with immediate understanding. However, that realization, it has to become a sthira prajna, meaning a firm conviction. For it to become a stable anchor within you, you need repetition, you need practice. How much practice depends upon the condition of the mind, depends upon what all impressions are in the mind. Impressions start playing out. At different points in time, different kinds of questions, confusions arise. So again and again, going back to the anchor point. So once when it is fully established, firmly, the conviction is deep, so deep that none of the outside situations or none of the confusions, seemingly confusing situations can cause a disturbance. That is prasada buddhi. Prasada means pleasant, very pleasant, equanimous, come what may. That's why this picture, there's a balancing of the rocks shown. By the way, this is also an art. There are some people who can figure out how to balance stones like this. Because balancing is all about finding where the weight can be distributed, the center of gravity, finding the center of gravity. So here you can see these are random shapes which don't seem to have easy way of stacking, but still you can balance them. When you find out how to distribute the weight. Again, all of this is a capacity of your mind. But in order to arrive at stableness, you need repetition. So therefore, you will find these great masters not saying that, okay, I have realized and there my job is done. They're constantly involved in various service-oriented activities. Whether you take the life of Prabhuji or Vinayji or Amma, for them, there is no more sadhana needed, in the sense that there is no more effort needed. But still, the usual answer they always give is, it is like the house. If for 2 days, if you do not sweep the floor, it will start collecting dust. Likewise is the mind. So we have to ensure that there's a constant remembrance, there's a constant cleansing, so that it becomes a deep habit and a deep inside feeling, leading to prasada buddhi. Prasada means equanimous, undisturbed, come what may, come the praise or the insult, come the win or the loss, gain or the losing, come what may in situation in life. But the buddhi is not disturbed. Buddhi is not going out of balance. Buddhi is not tending towards irritation or anger or sadness. Buddhi is balanced, equanimous, sthita pragnatva. So constant repetition and commitment to the path given by the Sadguru is the true way to be liberated in life. Because the realization is instantaneous. Clarity of that truth is instantaneous. It happens when you, for example, today you saw the videos, and as you saw the videos, certain realizations came within you immediately. And those realizations are instantaneous. Realization means you feel it. Oh, it's true. You know it. It's in your now immediate feeling system. But for it to become a habit of life, because next when I'm dealing with my children, my habit pattern in the mind still comes out. So for it to become a habit, I have to go back to that again and again. Like Ashaji rightly said, Shravana Manana. Shravana Manana Nididhyasa. So essentially Krishna here is calling our attention towards Shravana Manana Nididhyasa. Are there any questions or any other statements anybody wants to make? All right. If there is nothing like that, then we will end our contemplation.